The rain came down in sharp sheets, a cold reminder that not even the rich were immune to bad days. Madison Clark stood barefoot in the hallway of her luxury apartment building, soaked to the bone, her designer heels dangling from one hand, and her phone long dead. The automatic door had slammed behind her when she'd rushed out to chase a delivery guy who had taken off with the wrong package. In the chaos, her keycard, her lifeline to the penthouse, had been left on the kitchen counter. She was locked out. No phone. No key. No assistant. No doorman at this hour. To the world, Madison was the picture of poise and power, the 34-year-old CEO of one of New York's fastest-growing tech companies. But tonight, in a threadbare hoodie and yoga pants, no makeup, and dripping wet, she looked nothing like the woman who graced magazine covers. And that's exactly how she liked it, at least, on nights when the loneliness hit hardest. Only tonight, she wasn't even allowed the comfort of solitude inside her home. She slumped against the wall, shivering, when a door creaked open across the hall. A small head peeked out first, a girl, maybe 6 or 7, with curly hair and a pink onesie. Behind her came a tired voice. "Mia, I told you, oh." The man stepped into the hallway, eyes locking with Madison's. He looked surprised but not judgmental, just human. "You okay?" he asked gently, stepping forward. "I'm locked out," she said with a forced laugh, hugging her arms. "Forgot my keycard. And of course, my phone's dead. Rough night?" "You could say that." He hesitated, glanced back into his apartment, then motioned with his head. "You want to come in? At least warm up while you wait for someone?" She hesitated. She didn't know this man. But right now, standing outside wasn't much safer, or smarter. "Thank you. That would actually be great." Inside, the apartment was small but cozy. Warm light spilled over a modest living room. A couch covered in crayon drawings, toy blocks scattered like confetti, and the smell of grilled cheese lingered in the air. "I'm Jake," the man said, offering her a towel. "That's Mia. She's supposed to be asleep." "I'm Madison," she said, accepting the towel and wiping her face. "Thank you again. I promise I'm not usually this chaotic." Jake laughed, a genuine, tired chuckle. Single dad life. Chaos is kind of the default. She smiled, sitting on the edge of the couch. Mia crawled up beside her without hesitation, offering her a worn-out teddy bear. "You can borrow him till you're happy again," she said with wide eyes. Madison blinked, momentarily speechless. "Thank you, sweetie. That's very kind." Jake brought her a steaming mug of tea. "So, what do you do? If you don't mind me asking." She sipped the tea, considering for a second. "I work in tech," she said vaguely. "Cool. I used to work IT before, well, before Mia's mom left. Been delivering groceries and doing freelance gigs since. Pays the bills, sort of." "I'm sorry to hear that." Jake shrugged. "It's life. You do what you have to when someone's depending on you. She's my whole world." Madison glanced at the little girl curled up beside her, humming to herself. Something tugged deep in her chest. Here was a man with barely enough, yet offering everything he could without knowing a thing about her. Not her title, not her wealth. Just kindness, simple and pure. They talked for almost an hour, about parenting, about dreams, about bad timing and good hearts. For the first time in months, Madison felt like she wasn't performing. She wasn't being Madison Clark, CEO. She was just Madison, a woman who'd had a bad day, and found shelter in the kindness of a stranger. Eventually, the night manager arrived with a spare keycard, and Madison stood to leave. "Jake, thank you. Really. You didn't have to open your door." He smiled. "Maybe not. But sometimes, people just need someone to care. Doesn't matter who they are." She paused, looked down at Mia sleeping on the couch, then back at him. "You're a good man." The door closed behind her, but her thoughts stayed inside that tiny apartment. 3 days later, Jake walked into the office of Clark Innovations, holding Mia's hand. He'd been offered a contract IT gig through a temp agency, a strange opportunity that popped up out of nowhere. His heart thumped as he stepped off the elevator. The place was sleek, buzzing with energy, a completely different world. A receptionist greeted him. "Jake Thompson?" "Yes. Here for the onboarding meeting." Before she could answer, the elevator behind him opened again. And out stepped Madison, flawless in her tailored navy suit, heels clicking against the marble floor. She looked every bit the powerful woman the world knew her to be. Jake blinked in disbelief. "Madison?" She smiled warmly. "Hi, Jake. Or should I say, Mr. Thompson?" He was speechless. "You're the CEO." She nodded, kneeling to Mia. "Hey sweetheart. I think you left this with me." She pulled out the tiny teddy bear. "I kept him safe for you." Mia beamed. "You got happy again." Madison's voice softened. "I did. Thanks to you both." Jake shook his head, stunned. "Why didn't you say anything that night?" "Because I needed help, not because of my name. Just, help." Her gaze held his. "You gave it without question. You didn't know who I was, and you helped anyway. That's rare, Jake." He looked down, humbled. "You were in need. That's all I saw." She gestured toward the HR office. "You've got a 6-month contract here. Full-time. Benefits. Mia's daycare is covered, too. And if it works out, we'll make it permanent." He froze. I don't know what to say." "Say yes," she smiled. "We could use more good people like you." His voice caught. "Thank you, Madison. Truly." As he signed the paperwork later, Jake kept thinking about that rainy night. About how something as simple as opening a door had changed the course of his life. Madison watched him from her office window, her heart warm. She'd spent years building a company, chasing success, trying to fill the void left by her distant parents, failed relationships, and lonely victories. But it wasn't until that stormy night, when a stranger offered her a towel and a teddy bear, that she felt truly seen. Sometimes, life has a strange way of reminding us what really matters. It's not the titles or the money or the penthouse views. It's the moments when humanity shows up unannounced, in small apartments, in warm cups of tea, in the kindness of a single dad who didn't ask questions. Madison never forgot that night. And Jake? He never once let go of the job, or the unexpected friendship it brought. Two people from different worlds, brought together by fate, connected by compassion. Because sometimes, the person you help without knowing, is the one who'll change your life in return.